up. And thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Alda perhaps will be joined by others. So I'm just going to quickly switch gears here. Okay. Yeah, everything is on. Sound is on. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to practice number 5 of Ukulele Foundations, week 3. By the way, I completely forgot to do that. You know what? I always forget one little thing. So this is there is chat on for those that are following on, I guess, YouTube Live or Facebook. I'm going to try to really quickly get the chat window going in case that works. Yeah, I don't know if that works. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'll figure it out someday. So maybe chat for the next practice. Get that going. Anyway, yeah. So leave comments in the chat. I might not reply, but always nice to see that people are listening. So without any further ado, it's 4:32. Let's get going. And I'm going to do this in true practice manner. And the practice goals again. This week we're working on chord progressions, which means we're going to play a whole bunch of songs. The goal of practice, in my opinion, is I'm going to show you how I structure my practice, but it's always about going slowly, taking your time. I'm just going to up the volume a little bit here. Yeah, taking your time, being in control, making sure that, number one, you warm up properly, you practice a bit, and you keep time at the end to explore/jam. So make sure you stay till the end. I'm going to do that myself for the stuff I'm interested in, which might not always be complicated. Follow along, play a version that you're comfortable with. I never play something too hard. It might be the rhythm that's a bit different. So, all right, let's do this. So first step, as I mentioned, is typically to warm up. So I'm going to start a timer because we want to be held accountable. We talked about that. I had quite a computer day, so today at work. So I'm doing the halt stretch. We talked about this. Yeah, I'm always be gentle. You might do something else if you find you prefer finger yoga. That's fine. Whatever you do, make sure you're breathing as well. Maybe you warmed up previously. To remember, there's this whole going in circles. It sounds silly. Some people think, well, that's not doing anything, Jeff. But it is, especially if we don't sometimes realize some people like to massage their wrists too or hold it like that. It's a personal thing. I'll show you some piano exercises that's not on a piano, of course, but that kind of serve the same. I'm going to go with the inverted one. This one, oh yeah, this one has been taxed. Don't pull too hard, just gentle with your... yes. Oh, this one feels really, really nice. And breathe throughout. Okay. And stretch. Some people, they like to go with their hands in the back too. You know, like you're getting up or you're going to yoga. Stretch. This is ukulele, so you need to be ready. Okay. It's like you're going on for a fight, but it's just ukulele. All right. So that's good. For warm up, I'm also going to be playing a couple of chords because I know we're going to tackle chord progressions. Why do I know that? Because I made the program. So I'm going to go through my chord changes that I might be familiar or not with. Let's go quickly. G7 and to, let's say, E minor. And go to G7. I'm just warming up. It's almost like you're not playing for real. You're just like dabbling with your ukulele. It's just like, if you need to stretch some more, do so. We're still in the warm-up phase for those that are just joining in. It's really not stressed out. Let's go to E minor. Let's try something a bit funky. G7, E minor, actually G7 to F. We're going to need it. So that's F. That's nice. Let's play some chord that we haven't played a lot of, in my opinion. three of them. So I'm going to line them up with my secret interface. Okay, let's go with G. We don't play G very often, and there's one sticking out. Is it this one? No, it's this one. There we go. Oh, that's pretty terrible. All right, G. Let's go with G. I'm going to make them all the same size. Okay, nice. Let's go with D. D is an important one as well. We're going to see it today. So this one is a bit tricky. I haven't talked about it in a while, so I'm going to do that right now while I'm warming up. Make sure you open that door. Why do we do that? Is to make sure that we have, there we go, we have enough room to fit our fingers. If we didn't, look, they can't fit. So make sure you pivot like so. You know, there's this whole, you see, even the thumb is at an angle. Don't try to keep your thumb there and go. It's not possible. And even sometimes the elbow, the whole thing goes out, or not, just the wrist. That's probably more efficient. Just stay loose and relaxed. So D. Some people can, depends on the size of your ukulele. Some people might like to change the sequence of your fingers. So instead of being 1, 2, 3, they go 2, 1, 3. You could try that at home. It's a great warm-up exercise. Or even use 2, 3, 4 as fingers. So 2, 3, 4. Depends on your size of your hands and the size of your ukulele. All right, we're all warmed up. Nice. I mean, it wasn't a very hard warm-up, was it? It's just to get in the swing of things. Awesome. All right, next we are going to practice, and we're going to start off with what we learned this week, which is the, hang on, doop, doop, doop. I'm there in a second. All right, let's go to the slide mode. Of course, I almost had it. Almost. That close. Yeah, that's the one. Nice. All right, but I said slideshow. All right, nice. Okay, so let's circle back right here. So we talked about 3/4. So we're gonna play a couple of songs in 3/4 that we have on our list. So just a quick reminder, this works better when you usually have a metronome. For those that don't know, again, you could set the metronome to 3/4. You know where it says 4/4 on the metronome, you just click on that and you could adjust it. And I made it 3/4 here. And I'm gonna make it. Oh, right now it's set to actually eighth notes. Here we go. And I'm gonna speed that up. I'm gonna bring it to 50. Okay, that's cool. All right, so let's go with 50. Let's go, just tap your foot with the click. Again, we're stacking up the things. 3, 2, 3, 4. And then move the hand along. They're like glued together, hand and foot. So 1, 2, 3. I forget that the first one is a bit loud. 2, 3. Once you're good with that, go with the nicknames. Ta, 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 ta. And then with the universal chord, just mute those strings. Ta, ta, ta. Just make sure you don't pay attention to the clicks, that you don't go too fast. If you do, oops, I was a bit too slow, speed up. Just make constant adjustments. Keep that and get into that groove. Fun fact, while I'm on that topic, I don't know if you knew this, but in case you didn't, I'm going to tell you. Did you know that every single one of us has an internal metronome? What I mean by that is, you know, different personality types. Some people are really more laid back. Others are more, how should I say it, energetic. Sometimes very, very energetic. So the way this works is we have a speed that we're naturally going to, and that will depend on how well we're doing any given day. If we're excited, probably the speed is a bit faster. If we're tired, the speed is slower. You get it. And where it gets interesting is whenever you play songs that are kind of close to your normal or natural internal metronome, it's going to be much easier. In fact, you're probably going to be attracted to music that matches more or less some multiplier of your internal metronome, which is why people that are really energetic and very, very active usually get like very, very fast music. Now you know that's the reason why. And so it doesn't mean that if you're a laid back person, you can't play fast music. It just means this, what we just did, here's what the link is very important because it allows you to get into that other speed that is not typically yours. And so you use a metronome just to help you keep at it. And the more you do it, of course, the better you get at it. All right, quick sip. Okay, people are gonna start to think I'm sponsored by Vega. I need to find another container for my water. Okay, let's go with that next one. That was a quick A-side. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Well, we could have played it with a chord, which we will in a second. So let's go with this one. Very easy. This one, the challenge, this one is to not fall asleep. So, one. Let's wait for the loud click. Melissa. 1, 2, 3. Tap your foot and move your hand constantly, especially in this one where you're not going to be playing everything. And ta, da. Okay, with the universal chord, keeping the foot tapping, counting in your head or not. 3, let's go. Da, da. And then with a chord, let's go with the G chord I talked about earlier. Da, let's go. That was a bit early. I'm gonna adjust for next time. Yes, that's more like on the click. 2, 3. 2. Which leads me to talk about something real quick to keep it interesting for everyone at home so that you could build. One of my goals by the time we're done with the 6 weeks is that you can make up your own practice session routine. You know, not necessarily a copy of mine, but you get the principles and you adapt them to your situation. So how many times should I repeat any given exercise, Jeff? Well, good question. In my opinion, if you want to have constant progress, whether you have just 5 minutes today or 10 or 20, it doesn't matter. What is really important is that you use it to smartly. So again, make sure you warm up if you can, unless you're already warmed up from something else. Make sure you practice on something that you're mastering, like we're just doing, and then leave time at the end to just have sheer fun. Sometimes it's just a sheer fun, but make sure that's not all the time because then you won't make progress and then you won't have as much fun. So what you want to do is be able to get to that point where you could play 3 to 5 times in a row the same exercise at any given speed and kind of be on top of things. Not perfect. Perfection is not a goal. Now, if you've been going at it for, let's say, 2 to 3, 5 minutes, tops 5 minutes, any given exercise, and you still can't get it, well, hopefully you learned that maybe you need to try a different speed or different size, like focus on the smaller part. Even if that doesn't work there, sometimes it's like that. Then if you're not sure, actually, just send me a quick note, maybe with what exercise you're doing, and I'll tell you if if you should do something else in the meantime. That's a one-time offer for those those that are of you that are in the class. So 3 to 5 times you master, and then you could or be sort of on top of, and then move on. And what I mean by move on to the next exercise. Maybe next day when you do the same exercise, instead of going to 50, you just go to 60 or 56, whatever works for you. And you want to build your way up to how much? I want to say at least 100 with the basic rhythms, ideally 120 over time. Not next week, not today. But you want to get there. And again, keep in mind, we all have our own internal clock. So maybe all the songs you'll play are always at 80 and that's your max, which is fine. It's just going to be a slower ukulele session. All right, let's do the next one. All right, keeping an eye out on time. Okay, this one is fun. Okay, to keep this one more interesting, we're going to start the same thing, but we're going to add to the mix a change between F and G7. So real quickly, I'm going to show that to everyone. So F to G7, we keep that finger in place. Then There we go. All right, that was what I wanted to show. Let's go back to the, no, that's the one. Yes. All right, not bad, Jeff, not bad. Okay, let's go to 60. Again, pick a speed that works for you. I'm just changing it up a little. So 1, 2, 3, tap your foot to move your hand. 1, 2, let's go with universal chord. 1, 2, well, actually that. Da, 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 da. Let's go with F now until we get it. By the way, at any given point, if there's something that doesn't work, go to the previous step. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's just stick with F for now. 1, 2, 3, or da, 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 da. Okay, when we're comfortable with that, we're gonna add the change to the G7 every bar. 2, 3, 1, change, 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 change. Okay, maybe that's a bit fast. Again, adjust the speed to where maybe this is too easy, in which case, good news. Do it at 70. Do it at a speed, keep it for a couple of days. I want to say, once you get a new speed, leave it there for anywhere between 3 to, let's say, 5 practices, just to solidify it so that you could move on. So once you get something and it seems it's a bit of a challenge, leave it there for a little bit, but not too long so that you don't get bored. Okay, number 14, let's do the same. This time we're gonna go from F to C. So real quickly, so it's going to F to C. So see how we're kind of using what we learned before? So to F, and keep it loose and relaxed. Finger dancing as we talked about. Nice. Okay, let's go. We're gonna build our way up to there. And I'm gonna go at 70 just to spice it up a little. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this one goes da, 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 da. Universal chord. Nice. Okay, and with F. Okay, well, let's wait for the 1, 2, 3. When you're comfortable with this, let's add the C. Change. Miss my change. Change back. Okay, let's do it again. When it falls apart, like it just does, go back. Okay, apparently I shouldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go with F. 2, 3. Change. Let's go to F. Let's go to C. So that's a bit trickier because of the long note on the second beat, but you should still know it because you're gonna learn it when you play you're gonna need it when you play 3-4 songs. Okay, let's go a bit faster for the rest, and not faster tempo-wise, although that seems to be good. So let's make it a bit challenging. Let's go 75. Da, da, da. We just did this one. Okay. Oh, yes. Sorry. 15 is, let's switch to clicks being half notes. It's still 3-4, by the way. I'm going to slow that down a little and go around 40-ish, which is kind of like 80 when you think about it. I mean, one and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. So D, 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 universal chord, D, 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 with an F chord. One and two and three and one and two and three. Switch to F to C. 2 and 3, switch. And try to stay on the click. Make adjustments as you go. F. Switch. And switch. So one quick comment. I mean, of course, I'm doing multiple things at once here. So it's a bit challenging, but as you could tell, even though it's a simple exercise, the challenge is to make it sound smooth. So I'm just gonna go at it, the same exercise, if I was alone. And this is a good, I would probably loop this one and spend a bit more time on this one, just to get it smooth. And it's just like, you know how when you have an ironing board, you wanna make those shirts or pieces of clothing nice. So it's kind of the same idea, but with a metronome. So just gonna do it like I'm gonna comment less and just let me just show you what it looks like when you focus on micro adjustments to get that smoothness going. One and two and three and change. Trying to get even tone. And even speed too. Bit slow there. Okay, enough. Okay, a couple of comments here. I wanted to see this for you as well. So what's going on? Well, Jeff, this is simple. You should have this. What's up with you? Are you okay? Thank you for asking. So what's going on is what I was talking about earlier. This is actually slower than my personal speed. Therefore, I need to adjust and slow myself down. In the process, like I might tend to speed up a little because it's a reflection of who I am. I'm more than 40 clicks, 40 BPMs at, so I'm not an 80 BPM guy. I'm a bit faster, probably at least 90. So typically I adjust my breathing, and while I get settled in that groove, in that speed, it takes me a moment to just really get it perfectly. So this is what's going on. So it's okay. It's gonna happen to you too. I guess this is what I was showing it for. Is because you need to adjust depending on your personality type. Yeah, I know. I don't make those rules. All right, let's go with the next one, which is rhythm 16, same deal. 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Da, ti, 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 da, ti. Okay, let's go with an F chord next time. And when you're comfortable, let's switch to G7 chord next round. Not this one. Let's go to G7. To F, and adjust to the click again. Try to go for it 3 to 5 times in a row, but it's not off. Oops. Okay. So as I'm doing those, just a quick comment. As as you can tell, I'm lingering on some of those. And again, I can't stress this enough. The goal of practice is not just to speed up. It's just someday I might get hung up on rhythm 16 and that will be all for my practice on challenging things. And then I'll move on to having fun. You could adjust, of course, the proportions as you go along. But my point is, don't be afraid to take your time. This is not a rush. If you just do like, I wasn't there, right? I mean, I was not mindful. I was not learning anything. So if you're going to do the exercise, try to get something out of it. If nothing else, listen carefully. And oops, I was just before the click. Oops, I was just after the click. Whoops, this one was much louder. And be patient, be gentle with yourself like you would with a child. Have that beginner's mind. It's like, whoa, look at that. That chord stuck out like a sore thumb. And it's more that attitude. Like, I do that all the time during my sessions. So I guess you know what I'm talking about by now. And you want to make sure you match the syllables, you get a foot going, you match the click, you use a universal chord, and you might decide that you want to do that with your thumb, not the index like I just did today. Today was an index type of day for me, I guess. All right, let's move on to something a bit more fun. I'm not going to go through all of those. I'm going to save some for next practice. You know, this coming Friday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Friday. So that we could do more of that. And I'm going to look at chord progressions. And by the way, I know some of you are probably paying attention to this. I am daily-ish updating the spreadsheet, which I'm going to bring to the screen right now. Yeah, not quite that, Jeff. That's better. Okay. In fact, I'm going to drag myself down. Not literally, don't worry. Just going to drag my picture like so. Okay. So I'm going to talk about this. So beginner, we've seen a bunch of songs here, but let's go here. Let's talk about 145. I have a couple of examples here that I put. The link is in the course, of course. We have Twist and Shout, Wild Things, La Bamba, Sweet Home Alabama, which are all 145, which is the popular kid for those that remember what that was. And they have different chords that I think will work for everyone. So let's just go with the first one here. And I'm going to talk about that. Come on, Jeff, you got this. Right? Question mark. There you go. Twist and Shout. Let's go Twist and Shout. And nice. Let's make this quite bigger. Okay, we need 3 chords. We need, don't mind all these silly chords. D, G, and A is what you need. And A7, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna make this a bit more palatable for everyone. Oh, this is a bit too much. I never noticed. There we go. Much better, much cleaner. Okay, cool. So we need a couple of chords. By the way, interesting fact, sometimes you'll have that. I love when I have that on Ultimate Guitar. See those lines between the chords here? What are those? Well, yes, you guessed right. These are bars, meaning each of those chords are changing on, you're changing chords, like 2 chords per bar. So you guessed it. In most cases, that means how many beats does each chord get? Well, we're in 4/4 here. If you doubt that, you could look back at the spreadsheet. I wrote the times. So we want to go from D, hover, so that's D, right? Remember this we just practiced it. We need G, of course. We need A, which is easy. And A7 is just like an A, but you lift the second finger completely like so. So this is what we need. So before anything, we're gonna spend a bit of time just going D to G. And I'm gonna go first, I'm gonna go with the simplest. So that's a trick I wanna give you as we're learning. Start with a simple rhythm. So what's the simplest way to play 2 chords per bar? Well, Jeff, I'm glad you asked. That's rhythm number 2, which is half notes. So 1, 2, 1. So it's that, remember it's the ta, ta. So let's go with that. Ta, the G, ta. And maybe if you need to focus on just that, stay there. The G, solidify it to D, G. D, 2, 3, 4. Once you're comfortable, move to the next one, G, and then A to A7, and A7. You know, focus on that different string with your, yeah, so that you can hear it. And then, okay. So once you're comfortable with that, maybe spice it up by bringing in rhythm number 1 because it's more complicated and it fits better with this song. So again, very slow. Shake it up. 1, 2, G. 1, 2, A7, and back to D. G, A, A7. Shake it up, baby. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. I'm going slow on purpose. Maybe that's too fast for you, in which case. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, baby now. Come on, baby. Come on, work it all out. Work it on out. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so once you're comfortable with that, so you see how I built it step by step. Then you could start thinking about adding either more complex rhythms and or just a metronome. So just to keep you accountable and see, this is a good, talk about a great song to practice your chord changes, right? I know everybody's excited as I am, or maybe not. I guess it depends. So let me grab another one from that list. And I'm already at the time where I'm having fun. So I'm officially having fun as of right now. All right. Darn you, Jeff. There you go. That's better. Okay, so twist and shout. I'm going to give myself 5 minutes to have a bit of fun. I'm going to stay with 145 because I want to highlight something which we can't see right now. Good job, Jeff. So the second song here is Wild Thing by the Trogs, also been covered by other people, including Jimi Hendrix, by the way. It's a fun version for those that don't know that version. But you'll notice something really interesting. The V here is smaller. See, those that are really paying attention are seeing that there's a big V for 1, 4, 5 for all the other ones except for this one. So why is that, Jeff? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's because the V, or the fifth chord in this case, is minor. It's D minor. So it's still 1, 4, 5, but sometimes when the chord is minor, you'll notice it has a lowercase as opposed to uppercase. So we need G, C, and D minor real quick. Gonna have fun, but it's not a reason for me to not show you what the chords are because that wouldn't be nice. And no, that's not a Beach Boys song. So we said G. Well, let's start in the order they're in. We need C, of course. We all know C by now. Our friend C, nice. We need D minor, which is like an F, but with a finger in between. Nice. And we need our friend G. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. All right, we have what we need to have fun. Let's go, Jeff. And almost, actually, I'm gonna remove this. Jeff. Need to be kind to yourself. I'm gonna pop up the actual score, and this will be how I have fun. Does having fun include a metronome? Let's find out. Here we go. Nice. Wild Thing by the Trogs. Oh, by the way, this is not the right version, which is why I'm glad I have the other version right here handy. This is the official version. Is it this one? That's the minor chord. Interesting. I'm not so sure what happened. trust me on it. I'm gonna move it to G, and you're gonna have to trust me on this one. It's D minor. It's not. I'll fix it. I'll make a personal adjustment. So, yeah, that's it. All right. So sorry. We need G. Actually, it's harder to read this one. Sorry, guys. This is the joys of life. And life, too, I guess. It goes both ways. That's much, much easier to read. I want to be mindful of everyone. Don't worry about the strumming here. Okay, so this is D minor. Again, I'll fix it later. So, it's this. Now, it doesn't have those nice bars, but it's kind of the same. 2 chords for the first bar, and then the D minor gets a full bar on its own. So it goes 1, 2, C, and D minor. Actually, C, no, I lied. It's 2 chords per bar everywhere. So G, 2 beats, C, 2 beats, D minor, 2 beats, and back to C, 2 beats. Wild thing, C, D minor. You make my heart sing, C. Okay, so since I'm having fun, I'm gonna spice it up a little. I'm gonna go a bit faster. Same idea, so. So what am I doing? I'm showing you what I'm about to do. And I'm setting myself up for success too. Wild thing, you make my heart sing. I needed a sip of water if I'm gonna sing. But so that was fun, and I could add layers to it. And it's a great, again, chord exercise. I'm sorry, the actual rendition on Ultimate Guitar is off. I will fix that, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah, so this is a song that you need to drink water before you you do it. All the 1-4-5 songs, we'll look at the Popular Kid chord progression next class, of course, but I just want to go through those real quick. Yeah, all those ones. Twist and Shout, Wild Thing, La Bamba, Sweet Home Alabama, all of those. Luai. Oh, actually, that was Luai Luai, I think. Yeah, that was Luai Luai. That's why. It's my bad. I think Wild Thing might be G. And we said D. Yeah, actually, you know what? My bad. There are days like this. It's either Luai Luai or Wild Thing. I'll figure it out and put a little message to everyone. But sometimes it's possible to have a minor chord for the last one. Either way, practice all of those because they're fun. They're great chord changes exercise. They're fun to sing. Start slow, work your way up there, and have fun. Maybe keep more time to have fun at the end than I did. But yeah, so it was fun to have Elda with me on the call here. Thank you so much, Elda, for being here. I'm just going to mute so that you don't echo. And yeah, cool. Thank you for being here. That's it for practice today. If you want to practice some more, please be my guest. And keep an eye out on that spreadsheet. It's in the course materials, and you have plenty of links there.
Great. Thanks, Jeff. See you Friday.
See you Friday. Bye.